Hello dear students, in this video I will be explaining on chapter 2 political science, that is party system. So I will be explaining the first part of the chapter 2 party system. A party system, it is a concept concerning the system of government of political parties in the democratic countries. So there are many definitions given by modern political thinkers as well as the traditional political thinkers. So here we will find some of the definitions given by the traditional political thinkers and the modern political thinkers. First, here, Edmund Burke, he defined political party as a body of men united for promoting by indirect joint endeavors the national interest upon some particular principle upon which they are all agreed. So, he described, through this definition, Edmund Burke described a political party in terms of its purpose. What is its purpose? What is the purpose of a political party? The purpose here is serving of national interest. So a political party formed with the purpose to serve the national interest. The second definition given by R.G. Cadell, he said, political party consists of a group of citizens more or less organized who act as a political unit and who by the use of voting power aim to control the government and carry out their general policies. So, according to this definition, it says that political party, in short, political party is an organized group with a specific aim in order to come to power, in order to control the government and also to carry out the policies. The modern political thinker like J. Schumpeter, he defined a political party as a group whose members propose to act in concert in competitive struggle for power. Here, the modern political thinkers like J. Schumpeter, he defined politics or a political party in terms of struggle for power, where a group or an organized group come together and propose to act in a concert in the midst of a competition, in the midst of a struggle for power. So modern writers define political party as a group of individuals or an organized group of people who have the ideology or an aim to capture political power, and more or less they are called political machines. They are organized to win elections and also to wield or capture power. Features of a party. Here there are two features, membership and organizations and administration of a party. The membership, under the membership of a party, it varies from hundreds to several thousands or millions. There are three categories of membership of a party. One is dues-paying ordinary members, another is whole-time workers, and the third is the notables or the real leaders, or they are also the so-called elite party or the ruling class. So these are three categories of party members. The dues-paying ordinary members, their number is the largest. The whole-time workers, they are comparatively smaller, their numbers are comparatively smaller. And the third category is the notables or the real leaders. They are also called the elite party or the ruling class. Organizations and administration of a party. It is also one of the features of a party. The parties have their basic units. Every political parties have their basic units in each village, and above the parties unit in each village, there are a state or a regional parties, working committees. There are also national executive committees. It consisted of influential leaders. they check what is their function is that they job out political programs and policies in order to supervise the activities of the regional or the state political units. Now we'll see role and functions of a party. The first is party mold public opinions and provide political educations to the masses. So how do the party mold public opinions? How do they provide political education to the masses? The political parties mostly they organize, they educate and they discipline the masses or the public. They stimulate or they raise the interest of the public through public meetings, through demonstrations, through speeches over radios and televisions. The political parties also issues literature, political literature regarding the important problems that is facing in the country, such as housing, such as living standards of the people, education, welfare of the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes, economic reforms, etc. So these are some of the problems which are taken into concern by the political parties, and they issue all these problems in their political literature. So this provides an efficient method to the parties to carry out or to carry on a continuous propaganda or the continuous information among the electorates or among the voters. Next, the second point is role in conduct of elections. Parties' role in conduct of elections. What are the roles? What do they play the role in conduct of elections? The political party, during the elections, they select the best and the most suitable candidate out of a large number of persons aspiring for party tickets. So among the large number of parties aspiring for party tickets, the political parties, what they do is that they select the best and the most suitable candidate. And in the process of elections, they conduct elections campaign in support of their candidates. They go door-to-door canvassing, and also they distribute the party literature or the so-called election manifestos. They let known what is their objective if they win the elections. They let their objectives known to the people or to the voters. So this is how the political parties take a lead role in the conduct of elections. The third point here, parties form a government. In a democratic country, obviously, definitely the political parties who comes up with a majority of number of votes, they form the government. The parties with a maximum votes from the government, they form the government. In the parliamentary democracies, the formation of this government depend upon the party characters of the house. The leader of the majority party or the leaders of the majority party who has secured a maximum number of votes is invited to form the government by the head of the state. Here the head of the state is the president. The next role of the party is the political party act as the fourth role. The opposition act as a check on the government. The opposition party, they exercise an adequate checks on the government. The duty of the opposition party is to criticize the government when they feel it very convenient or when they feel that the ruling government or those ruling government, when they talk out with policies, they feel that the policies and the programs of the ruling government is against the law of the land, that is against the constitution. So they criticize it, and they also move no confidence motion. They organize this. The political parties they play a very central role in this. They move no confidence motion. No confidence motion, it is a vote on whether the ruling parties has a confidence in government or not. It is also a vote about whether a person in a position is deemed fit to hold the position or not. So they move a no confidence motion. The opposition party also move a censure motion. Here, a motion expressing strong opinions or opinion of disapproval, and it is debated in the assembly and adopted by a majority of votes. The next role and functions of a party is act as a unifying and stabilizing force. How do this political party act as a unifying and stabilizing force? One of the scholars says, Alan Paul, he said, parties do not divide, but the parties unite. So the member parties, despite of all the differences, regardless of all the people coming from different background, from different regions, when it comes to vote or when it comes to election of a suitable candidates, they come together, they unite together and elect the best and the suitable candidates. So this is how the political party acts as a unifying and stabilizing force. The next role of a party is mediate between pressure groups. Different pressure groups represent the interests of laborers, they represent the interests of the farmers, they also represent the interests of government employees, women, etc. So those pressure groups, they put up various demands which cannot be equally satisfied. So the political parties, what do they do is that the political parties, they mediate between various pressure groups to bring about a mutual agreement. They cannot give everything. They cannot give everything or to the different groups that they wanted, but the political party, they try to give something to as many groups as possible. The next role is provide link between government and citizens. The political parties provide a link between the government and the citizens. How do they link the government and also the citizens? Here, the parties explains the policies of the government to the people and they convey the reactions of the people to the government. This is how the political parties provide a link between the government and the citizens. The parties also makes the act of the government. They make the acts of the government understandable to the people, to the public. On one hand, and on the other hand, they keep the government close touch. They keep the government in close touch with the public opinions. So this is how they provide the political parties. They provide a link between government and the citizens. Here we will see defects of the party system. The first is irresponsible role of the parties. Second, power usurped by party bosses. Third, corruption and misrule. And the fourth is unstable government. Irresponsible role of the parties. The parties, in their grace for success at a poll or in elections, they adopt a doubtful or a dubious vote catching strategies or techniques or devices like buying of votes. So in order to win or in order to come to power, they do such doubtful or vote catching devices in order to come to power. This is one of the defects. The voters are being bribed by the parties, the party members. They are flattered, the voters are being flattered and also being misled. The task of holding free and fair elections today, especially in India, is becoming more and more difficult day by day because of the presence of such kind of irresponsible role of the parties or the party members. The second is power usurped by party bosses. How do the party bosses usurp the power? The party leaderships, the leadership of a party is usurped by most of the powerful leaders. In every political parties, there are powerful leaders. There may be one may be powerful orators. Orators means public speaking. Who have the person or the particular individual who have a skill of public speaking, who can get people easily influenced by his words. Or there are some people who are skilled and who are good manipulators. So those powerful people, they easily usurp or they easily seize the power. So this is another defects of the party system. The third is corruption and misrule. Corruption is obviously there, definitely there in every political parties or in every government. So the corruption and misrule, it is one of the defects. Party in power. The political parties, how do they do when they come to power? When they come to power, the political parties, they allocate portfolios or they distribute the offices after they come to power in favor of a person who have worked for the success of the party. The political parties, they usually do, when they form the government, when they come to power, they usually prefer the person who has committed himself, who has worked for the success of the party. So the allocation of portfolios is unequally given. Unstable government. Unstable government is also one of the defects of a party system. The presence of multi-parties in the country. The presence of multi-party in the country always results in the formation of unstable government. And such government lacks solidarity. Such government lacks unity or mutual agreement. And it is the mutual agreement or the unity, it is very much required for the formation or for the formulations and implementations of sound politics. In India, we find during the 11th and the 12th Lok Sabha elections, the unstable government. During the 11th Lok Sabha elections, India witnessed hung parliament. Nobody could hung parliament means nobody could have has an absolute majority. And India witnessed 3 prime ministers in 2 years after the 11th Lok Sabha elections. ABJ, Atal Bihari Vajpayee came to power from 1996 to June 1996. H.D. Devi Gowda and I.K. Gujral. These are the 3 prime ministers which are being witnessed by India in 2 years' term. And in 12 Lok Sabha elections also, Atal Bihari Vajpayee formed the government, but it lasted only for 13 months. Why it lasted for 13 months? Why this Atal Bihari Vajpayee government had to come down? It is because the AIADMK, that is All India under Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, they withdrew its support to the BJP due to the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government, and that is how the government of Vajpayee fell. So these are some of the examples of unstable government. So this unstable government is also one of the defects of a party system.